Here's your bottle. Do not knock it over.
So we are starting the live feed a little bit early tonight because we're on our own page and we're going to see how all this works.
Every time we do something different, we have to
Yeah.
relearn how to use Facebook.
So I go to Facebook. And then I go to the menu. And I should have an option to go to pages. And I go to the music page. Yep,
That looks like us.
So we'll see. Start. I think it's working. I'll shut that ringer off, and the picture looks pretty good. Looks like the camera needs to be
Adjusted to catch your other shoulder. It looks pretty good.
What do you think? Should I? I'm just going to tweak the camera a tiny bit.
Where we sit, they can't see the fireplace really.
Yeah, I did notice that.
We have a fireplace. It's actually on.
I have to figure out how to mute that. How do you mute that?
I would just mute the tablet.
I did.
Oh. Well, that's not good.
I can do it that way.
Okay.
We're the only ones on as far as I can tell. Yeah, because we have started.
Okay.
But we're early.
So we give people a few more minutes to catch up.
Yeah, 10 minutes or so. Man, that's good.
I know.
I was thinking for next week's. So I cleaned up. I put the master sheet, the Excel file,
Okay.
out in the proposed directory, and it has everything that's on proposed, and so we'll pick an Irish song. We could, we haven't done Brown Eyed Girl.
No, we haven't.
Dan Peacock was asking me about Brown Eyed Girl. Well, somebody's joined us. Your sister. Hi, Barbara.
Hi, Barbara.
Apparently it's working. We're on early.
Since we're doing it from a different page, we decided
We thought we'd put the feed up early. I'm assuming you can hear us. So, but yeah, so let me borrow your snark. I'm gonna retune this real quick.
Okay.
And again, maybe she dropped off. She was on. It said she was on.
Maybe her internet's being wonky.
Cool.
Well, yeah.
Make it a little easier to reach. I bought that. Hi, Lisa. Hope you and Eric and James are doing well. Yeah, so we're just on a little early setting up the feed. I think it's a good thing we got on early. People are joining it out, they're finding it. Cool. That's very nice. Facebook worked. Such a rarity. Because of our crazy Ohio weather, we have our lovely fireplace going, which you can't really see. What's blocking it? Is it the...
It's us. Well,
Oh, it's the side of your music. It's part of your... That's fine. Wherever. Yeah. You got this big music book sticking out. There you go. That's fine. So... That stuff is... But it works.
Maybe I'll have a squirt.
I almost thought about doing some throat coat tea. Don't spray it in your face.
Try not to. Actually, this set is right in my range, except for that one line on the last song. And after singing that, my throat's a little. Because we run through everything before the show to make sure that we actually know what we're playing.
Yeah. We run the whole set list, all the songs before we actually perform. So, hopefully, as it gets closer to 7.
5 minutes.
Yeah, I'm trying to see what's. I don't have. You have your phone?
No, I didn't bring my phone down.
Well, this tells us what time it is.
It doesn't.
Facebook tells you the time all the time, except for when you actually want it to tell you the time. So it's fine. I don't know how. That clock says it's 5 till. No, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. So, I mean, with the page had over 250 likes, and I still have to try and go through and look and see about inviting more people because I banged up against the limit.
Oh yeah.
Guitar sure sounds nice. I need to send Lisa a note and ask her. I bet she still has the guitar. I wonder if anybody's played it since luckily when I put it away, I detuned it.
I know.
Yeah.
I think you should ask her.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a beautiful instrument.
Wow. Hi, Pamela. Friend from Eldemere from many long years. Need to make, of course, with all this going on, is Master Brand now Master Brand. Baron Master Brand is really on a tear to win crown, and I said if you win crown we're coming. I said if you get knighted we're coming. So win crown and get knighted would be fantastic. And
Then you keep Baron Sir Master.
Count.
Oh yeah, well.
And he'll be Count Master Baron, which drives all the heralds crazy.
Except this herald who thinks that you have all those titles, you should stack them.
I usually just use the Count.
I usually use
KSCAOP,
or mistress.
Baron of the Court. We're fine. It gives people a few minutes. I mean, I was curious if we might lose a bunch of our regular viewers, but I posted it on my page, and I posted a link to this page. So even if they didn't like this page, they should be able to find it.
And last week, you announced that we were going to be setting up a page.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think they can find it.
And we still have a few minutes, so appreciate everybody's patience. We're we try not to start before we say we're going to start because people miss the songs and we don't want that. That's the whole point is for us to play songs. So, and because we practiced so much this week, I didn't really invest any time in working on the page and looking at invites and all that good stuff.
I didn't either.
Yeah, there's like 13.
I posted a reminder on my page. And
yeah, we did that. And, so Haroon pinged out looking for people to sing harmony on a project he's working on, and so I volunteered. My range is better than I thought. It's
because the more you sing, the more your range expands up to a certain point.
He actually had a little video that said sing along with this and sing down from middle C and then sing up from middle C. And I think I was like D2 was my bottom note and G4 was my top note. That's not bad.
That's a good range.
That's better than I thought I had. I might have been able to go a little lower than the D2, but I was like, it just, everything low goes flat, everything high goes sharp. So, but we'll see what he wants to try. And Dead South posted on their page today this little light of mine. They did it all in separates and stitched it together with software. They played it about twice as fast as the Kingston Trio, though.
Well, yeah.
And I was like, wow, that was very fast. But their version is nice. Maybe I put a little note that might be a fun song to do. It looks like it's a 3-chord special.
And we can do it more the Kingston Trio speed than the Dead South.
Well, the Dead South either plays really, really slow, because their version
they do
of
ballads.
Their House of the Rising Sun is slower than we're playing. Then we play it, and then their Slow Light of Mine was twice as fast.
Bluegrass is fast.
Yeah. So, but yeah, so. And the nice thing is we reposted and people can always watch it. Some people, Keaton, who came over after.
Oh yes.
Keaton, he pinged how much he enjoyed it. He works nights, so he said he can't see it, but he said he loves that we have them up there so he can see them on later on replay. So, but yeah.
That's it. So, I mean, so many people, they tell everybody to you have time, but it seems like most of the people we know seem to be busier now.
Anybody who's parents, I mean, they have their kids, and
but also with there's so much going on online. I mean, somebody said they think they'll have at least a couple rum degrees after this because they're taking all the rum classes online, and so it's people watch when they can.
I think somebody commented and I missed it. Lewis. Hey, Lewis.
Hi, Lewis.
I guess it was. I guess you got off work a little early. He commented that usually he's still working by the time.
Because he's in Central Time.
He's in Mountain Time. He's 2 hours. He's in Dallas. He's in Texas.
Okay. I know he's in Texas, but Texas is.
Lisa Harrington's on, and they're in Wichita Falls. So I think that's all one more time zone over. That's all Mountain Time.
Okay.
I think so. So. And Kathy, hi Kathy. People are trickling in. We may give everybody a minute or two. So, welcome to our Wednesday night music program. I guess some of you were able to find it, and if you like the page, we have all the events set up through the end of May, because it looks like even if they quote unquote reopen things, it's hard to say what's going to happen in May. But we've got another show next week. And I suspect we will probably do this through the end of May at least. And then we might try and have one show because they just wear through, which is a good sign. And I have developed a good callus on my pinky finger, which is always a good sign.
I just realized I don't have one on my pinky yet. I've been using it, but evidently not enough because I'm doing a new exercise where I use the pinky and it actually hurts.
You gotta get that pinky callus.
Oh.
So. But yeah, so we're going to keep doing this. So if you like the page, we will just keep people up to date on what we're doing. And Lisa Harris, hi Lisa. And so we'll keep people up to date. It's much easier to reach everybody than try and having me tag 50 people and then Facebook gets all grumpy. Oh, you're tagging too many people in your post. And it's like... Facebook is useful to a point, but sometimes it's truly deeply annoying what they. Probably because somebody out there ruined it for everybody else by tagging 12,000 people or something stupid. So, but with the music night, with the Wednesday night music page, we can keep up with folks, and folks can keep up with us. And one of the things that we're gonna do is we've now done, I think we're on show 7 or 8, which means we've done we're well over 50 songs, probably closer to 60 songs. So we're going to put the playlists up on the site and maybe do some...
Actually, with each video is a playlist with what was done with that video. So that way, if there's a song you want to see, you don't have to listen to all of them to find it.
And we're going to probably put some polls up and see if anybody... Because some of you probably weren't tuned in when we started this. We did a show the night before St. Patty's. Then we did a St. Patty's show where we played a bunch of Irish songs. And then we started doing the Wednesday night music show the week following. So, or the same week.
No, it was the next week.
It was the next week. So, we are thinking that some of you might want to hear some of the songs we've done. So we'll get the playlist posted in the group on the page. And if folks want to make some suggestions about songs you might like to hear again, we are not opposed to playing a song a second time because... Honestly, we're killing ourselves. I don't even know how much we practiced in the last week, but it was a lot.
Because there's some songs that we didn't really know, and we
didn't think we knew as well. So, all right. Well, you know what? We're gonna start playing. So, as we normally do, we'll play the song, and then we will
introduce it afterwards.
We'll talk about it. So, thank you all for being with us, and we're gonna get to it. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Riding on the city of New Orleans, Illinois Central, Monday morning ran. 15 cars and 15 restless riders, 3 conductors and 25 sacks of mail. All along gone 500 miles when the day is done. I'll be gone 500 miles when the day is done. That was by the legendary Arlo Guthrie. That song is called The City of New Orleans, written in 1972. And I think the first person I ever maybe heard play this song might have been Folly Smith. Her or Renee, one of the two of them. But that was the first time I ever heard this song in the late 80s. Great tune by a great songwriter. Okay, moving right along. 1, 2, 3. Oh, we ain't got a barrel of money. Maybe we're ragged and funny, but we'll travel along, singing a song side by side. Don't know what's coming tomorrow. Maybe trouble and sorrow, but we'll travel around, sharing the load side by side. Through all kinds of weather. What if the sky should fall? Just as long as we're together, it doesn't matter at all. Well, there are kinds of quarrels and parting. We'll be the same as we started, just traveling along, singing a song side by side. Through all kinds of weather, what if the sky should fall? Just as long as we're together, doesn't matter at all. Oh, we ain't got a barrel of money. Maybe we're ragged and funny, but we'll travel along, singing a song side by side. So that was Side by Side. It was actually written by a guy named Harry Woods, but it was made famous by a lady named Kay Starr. The version most people have probably ever heard, and she was a big singer in the 50s, and that's just a fun song to play. So we've been trying to make sure we add at least one Irish song to every set. 1, they're fun. 2, they're usually pretty easy, so the learning curve isn't too painful. I'm playing my guitar in what is called open E tuning. I have a capo, and I'm capoing everything but the E string, so when I make a D chord, I'm actually making an E. You get that nice big guitar sound. So this is a good traditional tune. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's a piercing wintry breeze blowing through the budding trees, and I button up my coat to keep me warm. But the day is on a mend, and I'm on the road again, with my fiddle snuggled close beneath my arm. Well, I'm a fighting So that tune is called The Rambles of Spring, and the first place we probably ever heard it is from a band in Dayton called Fanningen's Isle many, many years ago, 30 plus years ago. Sadly, both of them are deceased, but their music lives on, and my band Fintan, we do a lot of their songs because their style was really nice. They were a duo, and they're just nice arrangements, and we have their recordings, so we can do the song in their style and pay a little tribute to pretty much the guys that taught everybody in this area about Irish music. For those of you not in the SCA, this song will not make...
Oh, I can explain it afterwards, but...
Yeah, I just want to... This song is about a person in one of our hobbies, and it was a special request by our friend Nancy, and so we're going to play it, and some of you in the SCA will probably get it. We'll explain it afterwards, but this has not been played out in public in a long time, so this is for special request for Nancy. 1, 2, 3, 4. Story about a guy that I know. Some call him the Wary, some call him Big O. He's got eyes like an eagle, arms and legs like trees. When he steps out onto the field, all the fighters drop to their knees, saying, Lord, don't let him get us. We don't stand a chance. Are all running, and the squires have pissed their pants. He's one mean dude. He's the baddest of the bad. Omarad. Now he's off to fight in war, man among men. Everyone they get says it's gonna get 10. Heard that he's coming, gonna fight in the champions list. When they told it to all their unbelts, all they could say was this: Lord, don't let him get us. We don't stand a chance. The knights are all running, and the squires have pissed their pants. He's one mean dude. He's the baddest of the bad. Bards commence to tuning, and he tells those tales. Bards commence to crooning, where he casts his gaze. The ladies start to swooning. You believe this guy? I think that was the king he was mooning. Lord, don't let him get us. We don't stand a chance. The knights are all running, and the squires have pissed their pants. He's one mean dude. He's the baddest of the bad. Omarad. Now I've gotta tell you, my tale's a tad tall. One thing's for sure, this guy ain't too small. Maybe it was the ladies that all go running high, but I thank the stars above now that the big O's on our side. Lord, don't let him get us. We don't stand a chance. The knights are all running, and the squires have pissed their pants. He's one mean dude. He's the baddest of the bad. Omarad. So there's a story that goes with every song, I wrote that song that in 1992. That song is called "The Ballad of Omarad." It was written for my friend Omarad the Wary, who was a knight and a pelican and a baron now. But back then, we were going to Crown Tournament in Minneapolis, Minnesota, which from Dayton is a 12-hour drive. And there were a bunch of us that wanted to go. And so David Dragonhawk, Dave Teasdale, came up with a brilliant plan. We'll rent a Winnebago. Everybody will chip in $100 or $120. I don't remember what it was. And we could all ride up in the comfort of a Winnebago Caravan Master, this big 30-foot long affair, had a bathroom, had a kitchen. The ladies were going to enter in the A&S competition, so there was a fridge for food, and there was a full stove and everything. So we did this, and we drove up there, and I was tapped to be one of the drivers. Now, David, who had rented the thing, drove it like a little old lady going no more than, 40 miles an hour. Bruce Grosclose, another one of our friends, drove it like it was a Maserati sports car. I tried to drive it like it was a big truck.
All the ladies went to David and said, "Don't let him drive on the way home."
The only person who really knew how to drive something like that was Omarad, Paul Newton. He was easily the best driver, and if we hadn't all agreed to share in it, I probably would have let him drive because he seemed to know what he was doing. But I kept not understanding how long this vehicle is. I kept taking the rear tires over the curb. And he kept razzing me about it. So he razzed me all the way up there. And we ended up, due to some issues, it took us a hell of a lot longer. We left Dayton. Well, we drove from Cincinnati. We were supposed to leave at 9. We left at 12. We drove right through Chicago in the middle of rush hour traffic.
And a rainstorm.
Highway 94, which takes you from Chicago, is like all under construction. We got there at we took Friday off. And we got there 5 in the morning, Saturday a.m. Some of the guys slept on it, and they took the ladies over. The A&S competition was that day. We stayed at the hotel. We went to all that effort. Crown Tournament was terrible. I got clobbered. But he kept saying that all the bards that were in his household were going to write a song about my terrible driving. And I said, "You shouldn't say that, or I'll write a song about you." So that June, couple of months later, 2 months later, we went to an event called Border Raids, and myself and Connor McClellan and Farnan Monegar joined me for this song, and we invaded his encampment, and we played this song, and there was no song for me. He had not done it, and it became the stuff of legend, and it was recorded on our...
I videotaped it, and every copy I made of the Crown Tournament for people, I put this on the end of it, so everybody knew the song.
Everybody in the kingdom knew the song. So it's been on a moratorium for a long time. So hope you enjoyed that little slice of 1992. I will play something a little more traditional, probably one of the more recognizable songs of the 70s. I think you'll all recognize this one. 1, 2, 3, 4. My bags are packed, I'm ready to go. I'm standing here outside your door. Hate to wake you up to say goodnight, but the dawn is breaking, it's early morn. The taxi's waiting, he's blowing his horn. Already I'm so lonesome I could die. So kiss me and smile for me. Tell me that you'll wait for me. Hold me like you'll never let me go. 'Cause I'm leaving on a jet plane. Don't know when I'll be back again. Oh babe, I hate to go. There's so many times I played around, so many times I played around. I tell you now, they don't mean a thing. Every place I go, I think of you. Every song I sing, I'll sing for you. When I come back, I'll bring your wedding ring. So was, of course, Leaving on a Jet Plane by John Denver, one of the great songwriters of the last 50-odd years. We'll do another... I can't tell if... Yeah, okay, I guess so. This is another eminently recognizable song, and it's pulled out of our Hootenanny set, our Hootenanny group. We have this song, and...
the difference is we are doing with the capo because it's too low for both of us.
Yeah, it's like this song is one of those songs that very few people have the range. The bass player of my band, Ryan Muddiman, can sing this one the way it was originally performed. We're going to maybe perhaps make a slightly more mellow version. But here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that was House of the Rising Sun, made famous by Eric Burdon and the Animals. I did some research on this song. You did not realize it goes back well before 1900, and the origins of this song are kind of unknown. So we mark it as traditional. But I've never really heard the words to it, and it was the...
I sang it in 8th grade choir, but I didn't remember the words to it. It's like, oh yeah, it's about gamblers.
Yeah, the first time I think I ever heard it, I thought that perhaps
it was a different type of
house.
house.
A different type of house, but it's a gambling house. All right, so we shall wander back into the Is this the 60s?
Late 60s, yeah.
Late 60s.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4.
That was Rain on the Roof by The Lovin' Spoonful, written by their lead singer, I guess, John Sebastian. Thought we'd do something a little light and fun. Mary's been working on that lead piece there for quite some time.
It's just not right with that, because when I hear the song in my head, I hear that part, and so it's not right without that part.
So, we're drinking Cider Boys Mad Bark, which is their apple cider with cinnamon infused into it.
It's my favorite.
Yeah, we're sorry this ran over a little bit tonight. We have just one more song to play for you this evening. And I'm going to change guitars. I now keep two guitars here. A couple of weeks ago, I blew a string on the 6th string. I've been wanting to play this song ever since the first time I heard it. And literally a week ago, we didn't really know it. And we have put a lot of time in on this. So
I know the folk version. I don't know the professional version. So
as I like to call it, the real version. So anyways, thank you as always for joining us. And we'll chat about this song a little bit afterwards. But we hope that you like it. Are you going to Scarborough Fair? Parsley, sage, rosemary, and thyme. Remember me to one who lives there. Saint Rosemary and
washes a grave with silvery tears.
between the salt water and the sea strand,
And polishes a gun.
then she'll be a true love of mine. Tell her to reap it with the sickle of
blazing in scarlet battalion.
parsley, sage, rosemary, and
Generals
thyme,
order their soldiers to kill
and gather it all
and to fight
bunch
for
of
a cause they
them.
long ago
Then
forgotten.
she'll be a true love of mine. Are you going to Scarborough Fair? Parsley, sage, rosemary, and thyme. Remember me to one who lives there. She once was a true love of mine. So that was Scarborough Fair with the Canticle by Simon and Garfunkel. I have wanted to play that song for as long as I've been playing guitar. Nobody has ever wanted to learn the Canticle.
I was like, sure, let's sing Scarborough Fair. And we start practicing singing it the first time, and we get to the Canticle, and he's like, well, you're supposed to sing that part. It's like, I don't know that part.
Yeah, I would guess that probably in the last 7 days, we actually started practicing last Thursday. Normally we give ourselves Thursday night off.
And I actually practiced without him this time, which I usually don't. No.
But we put a lot of time in on this, so I hope that you enjoyed it. I've always wanted to do it. I think it is the best version of this song by a country mile. And I dedicate this in particular to Dan Levin, who taught me how to play it properly, because I was playing it wrong and didn't know, because I was a pretty novice guitar player, but he set me on the right road to get to here. So if he's watching, or if he could see it on play, thanks, Danny. I've always wanted to do this. And I picked this guitar to play it on because Mary bought me this guitar. We think about 27 years ago, so I've had this guitar half of my adult life. So we played Scarborough Fair with the two of us in the Canticle on my Alvarez guitar, which she bought me. So we hope that you enjoyed this, and we will definitely be back next week, and then we shall see how May goes. But I suspect we're going to do this for at least a few more weeks. So thank you all. I don't know why we couldn't see the comments tonight as easily, or it just doesn't hold them as long. But we hope that you are all well and safe, and a special thought goes out to some of the folks who I know who are watching, who are in healthcare workers and stuff. We send you good thoughts and wish that you are safe and healthy and happy. So take care, and we shall see you next week.
Good night, all.
Thanks, thanks, Kathy. I know you knew the Omarad song.
Okay, so we